Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Vanessa from Beyond Your Sun Sign, and this week we're going to do something a little different just because I am late. I have a new tarot deck that I'm super excited to be working with. It's the Modern Witch Tarot deck. So we are going to begin. I also have a little bit of astrology as well too. I was like, let me just try everything. Let's just do something different and kind of out of the box. But to begin, we have Aries energy, and it is the Emperor card. It is the Emperor card. So when I'm incorporating the astrology aspect into this, I'm putting in the fact that right now Chiron is in Aries. So Chiron being that wounded healer, being, the meteor that comes into our lives and says, it's time to really heal really, really deep, deep issues. And then recognizing that when we do heal, we can then help other people, right? We can't be sick and then trying to heal other people. So Chiron in Aries is really showing you to fight for your beliefs and really to fight for your public image as well. So putting yourself out there. And that really is Emperor energy, especially with this Aries looking figure here, right? The Emperor is really showing us that we can have security within our home base and then plant that out into our careers and our public image. And a lot of the times having that partnership, having that positive home base ends up bringing in the right people that are needed within our careers. So having that security at home, sometimes you never know who your partner is working with that is watching you, that wants to work with you, that is building up your confidence, your empowerment, which you can then place into your career. So this week, it's all about recognizing that Emperor energy that you do have, utilizing it to your advantage and putting it into your career, just transferring all that you have at home into your career, right? Because things that you would say to your partner, you can say to colleagues, right? You can have that fierce energy, that Emperor energy at work, even more so now than ever. All right, if you are a Taurus, we have the Three of Pentacles for you this week. So the Three of Pentacles is all about making a plan. I feel like this card is really Taurus energy too. For some reason, just the feminine energy, she's clearly plus size, which I love. The Three of Pentacles is really showing us to make that plan, to get it down on paper as well. It's one thing to just say, okay, I now have a plan going this week, but as soon as we put it down on paper, it comes to life. We're able to, okay, I'm writing down this week, I want to start looking into finding a new place to live. As soon as you're writing it down, you can then be incorporating what you're trying to manifest. It must be a 2-bedroom for this budget. You're writing it down. You might as well put more information down there. That's coming from your subconscious. And it's pretty much just letting your subconscious go and telling you what it is you want to manifest. But writing down that first plan will bring creation, bring life to what you're trying to plan for, what you're trying to manifest into your life. So this week, just get the plan down onto paper, watch it come to life. And then even when I incorporate the Taurus aspect, the astrology aspect, yeah, we know that Uranus has been in Taurus for a while now. It's in the 11th house. So it's really showing many changes within our goals and what it is we want to make plans for. And it is time to really start planning down those big, big goals, right? Okay, if you are a Gemini, this is the card that everybody wants to see. Doesn't matter what deck you're using, this is the card you want to see. The Ace of Pentacles. So the Ace of Pentacles, for me, when I look at this card, the fact that she's got black nails, kind of feel like this is spell work now coming to fruition, something that you are manifesting, something that you have been wanting to bring into your life, whether you were doing spell work or even just talking about it, which is spell work, right? Whatever you were doing in order to bring in this new power, this new money, it is here. And this is something that, of course, you 100% deserve and have earned. So use that as part of your growing experience this week. So saying, now that I have this money, I want to, save 1% or save a certain amount, spend a certain amount, and then donate a certain amount. Whatever you are doing with this money, make sure that it is something that empowers you and it's not giving power away without you wanting it, right? I guess I'm gonna have to buy this now, or I'm gonna have to do this because I have this money. That's not the case. Make sure that it does empower you so that it can come back threefold. Okay, next up we have Cancer energy. This one's pretty interesting. This is a Six of Swords. So this week, Cancer, it is about moving on. And to bring in the astrology aspect of it, we know that there's like 4 planets right now, which is in your opposite sign of Capricorn. So they are personal planets, which means that Capricorn is feeling it, Cancer is feeling it. The planets are, I wrote it down, of course, Venus, Mars, Mercury, and Pluto. So Venus being love, Mars being our energy, our sex drive as well, Mercury, how we're communicating about that, and then Pluto talking about the deep, dark shit that we don't necessarily want to have those conversations. But once you have those conversations, you're going to be able to mentally move on this week. So it's about saying, let's talk about it and then move on from it. Let's talk about it. You know, I was literally just thinking about in the shower, would you rather talk about it and move on from it, or it always just be kind of like in the back of your head playing over and over and over again, affecting your relationships because you're going to come at that relationship different because it's kind of on that replay in the back of your mind? Do you want to just talk about it and then actively move on? Yeah, there might be obstacles in the future where it's awkward. Okay, you know, things are getting brought up once again to talked about again, but communication kind of is key, especially this week. Like, for some reason, when I was first looking at this woman, it looked like those were like fawn ears. So I was thinking that maybe she was kind of like a shapeshifter. So that tells me that for your energy, Cancer, it's like you have to shapeshift in order to not talk about something, where it's easier to just be your authentic self, let down all the fears, all the vulnerabilities, all the guards, and just have the conversation, especially while Capricorn has all these planets, because that's going to ground the conversation. Will be about our ambitions within our relationship through this very, very difficult, hard talk. So decide and then do what you got to do. All right. If you are a Leo, we have another really awesome energy coming for you this week. We have the Ace of Wands. So the Ace of Wands bring in new energy, right? Like when I think about wands, I think about a magic wand, obviously. And this person looks like they're holding it very delicately. They know that it can break. They know how important and special and powerful this new beginning is. They're holding it incredibly delicately, but they also know that they have so much power through that wielding, through being able to actually be holding this energy already is a power within itself. And it's whether or not they want to actually flick the wrist and cast that spell and create what they want, or if they want to just hold on to it. So Leo, this week, you're seeing an opportunity. It's very delicate, so it's not even fully formed yet. It could 100%, you know, go to shit in your hands. Essentially, what are you going to do with it? Are you going to flip the wrist and create what you want? Are you going to just hold it for a little bit this week and really look at it and then just hope that it doesn't get damaged while you're holding it? Or are you going to put it down somewhere safe and hope that maybe nobody else finds it and abuses it or takes it or uses it without your permission? Personally, if I were you, I would be flicking that wrist. Flick the wrist, Leo. Let me see your astrology. Nothing is here. Sorry, Leo. Forgot to write yours down. All right, next up we have Virgo energy. And Virgo, this was actually reversed. So this is reversed in this new deck that I'm using. It's a Two of Cups. Two of Cups, when it's right way up, it's about those partnerships, right? It's looking at those relationships. But Virgo this week, it's upside down. So it's reverse energy. It's recognizing that you do have to look at a partnership. You have to look at the health of the relationship, but it's almost like you've turned it upside down. I'm not going to look at it because of, look right here, the lion, pride, right? The pride saying, just don't look at it and maybe it'll get better. Don't look at it and maybe it'll go away. But when it comes to this partnership, obviously this week, you're going to have to really look at it, because if it's upside down, reverse like this, guess how your energy is. Like, think about those cups. It reminds me of somebody literally hanging upside down and trying to pour into a cup. Yeah, it's going to take a little finagling and moving around in order to figure it out, but it's a lot easier to just get right side and then pour into the cup when it comes to this relationship. This relationship needs some energy into it, needs some emotion into it. You need to get upright, figure out what's going on with it so you can pour into it and benefit from it, drink from it, right? It is a relationship that you definitely don't want to throw away because it has brought so much nourishment before. And I think maybe that's why it's feeling so topsy-turvy. So Virgo, when I look at your astrology, changes to your, hard to dream right now because trying to over communicate your goals. So something with communication, overly like speaking too much, saying something too much because it's affecting your third house. Just really word vomit quite a bit, which is inspired, like it's coming from a good place, it's coming from a proper source, but it's not being received properly. There's a deception or a haze or a cloudiness. There's a layer on top of what you're trying to communicate. And that layer is a very, very, very thick smog. So it's hard to move past through that. So if I were you, I would just wait and hold off, wait a little bit for Neptune, I guess, to move out of, wait a little bit, possibly, if you can. All right, next up, we have Libra energy. We have the Page of Pentacles, so a young earth sign, and then Eight of Swords reverse. So Eight of Swords, of course, is all about feeling powerless, feeling restricted, can't move forward, don't even know which step to take, feeling a little bit emotional about it, but ignoring it enough, like just kind of giving into the powerlessness when it comes to this young Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo, just saying, all right, I'm completely helpless when it comes to it. Feeling very much so drowning in your emotions surrounding this feeling of powerlessness, but actually it is surface layered. So it's not that deep, I guess you could say. So yes, you are upset about it, but it's really just the thoughts that are convincing you to be more upset about it than you actually are. So it's a young earth sign, a Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo, and you feel like you are powerless to it, like you have no control over it. You know, it's so emotional, it's so deep, but really it's not that deep. And it's really just your thoughts that are keeping you feeling like this. So finding out the source as to why the thoughts are even coming up when it comes to this young earth sign, like what is it about the young earth sign? Is it because Libra energy feels ungrounded right now? Is it because Libra energy, you know, is opposite the Chiron, the independence, the wounded, healing that needs to go on when it comes to your public image? What is it about the young earth sign that is kind of triggering your image and feeling like you need to fight for that image? What is it? Is it a child? Is it, you know, somebody, a friend? What is it about their grounding, realistic presence that is triggering deep healing that you need to do surrounding your public image and being able to feel independent enough and not feel completely attached to somebody else? I hope this is making sense. Like I realize now, I'm like, oh my God, my Libra energy is just like going off. I'm like, is this personal or is this general? Okay, next up, we're going to do Scorpio energy. And Scorpio energy this week is the Lover's card reverse. So the Lover's card, you know, there's quite a few reversals this week. Everybody is feeling really topsy-turvy, but Scorpio energy is bringing in the Lover's card energy of just really looking at those soulmate connections and deciding whether or not they're worth it going forward. A lot of the times we get so bogged down with Scorpio, soulmate energy, right? When it is karmic, but as a Scorpio, majority of your relationships are karmic. So when you feel that intense karmic bond with somebody, yeah, it's going to feel a little bit different, but literally all of your connections are karmic. So they're all going to have a layer of intensity to it, right? So to focus on this one and say, I'm going to be completely, you know, sacrificing for this soulmate connection because it's the deepest one that I have. There's lessons within all relationships. So it's more so about this week, just maybe releasing some of the specialness and the pressure that you put on this one soulmate connection and start to disperse that energy along some other relationships here, because some other soulmate connections are being, they're tired and they're being kind of abused and forgotten about, but there is a special lesson within every relationship that a Scorpio has. So not to neglect the ones that feel, what's the word I'm looking for? Replaceable, essentially, because they're not, they're all soulmate. All right, next up, we have Sagittarius energy. Sag, your cards are face down, meaning that the energy is blocked this week. And we have the World card and the Queen of Cups. So things are like, I wanted to just be like, all right, they're not reversed, but yeah, they are reversed. And I'm not going to lie to the Sag energy. I have a very close Sag friend who is connected to a Cancer energy. So I kind of like maybe subconsciously wanted these to be face right side up, but they are reversed. So reversed is usually like the energy feeling on its side. So if the energy is really positive, where it's the world card, like everything going great with a female water sign, when it's reversed, it's not that it's not great, it's just more of an obstacle. It's more of a challenge or a burden. So yeah, you want this and you know that you can have access to this energy of everything being great with the Queen of Cups, but there is something there that's been revealed to you, something that's been dressed up where like it's been just either like a band-aid put over it or makeup put on it to look good, but it's actually not that good deep down. And that is really hindering your relationship with this Queen of Cups. So this week, it's time to really look at how optimistic, blind optimism you've had for this female water sign and really decide if it's worth, you know, putting makeup on a pig and calling it, you know, a hot date or something. Like, for me, that's a bad analogy. But honestly, looking at the relationship and deciding if it's just all of face value, right? If it's all bullshit or if it is worth fighting for to get back to that place of happiness and completion and love. And this is something that's deep within your subconscious. So it's not necessarily a female water sign that's in your life right now, but they could be a pattern of a female water sign that has been in your family, either like an ancestor or a grandparent, or even an aunt or a great aunt. Okay, next up, we have Capricorn energy. And Capricorn, you are also face down, so something within your subconscious, which makes sense because you have all these planets in Capricorn this week, Venus, Mars, Mercury, Pluto, Venus being the planet of love, balance, money, relationships, Mars being our energy, our sex drive, Mercury being our communication style, Pluto being our deep, deep transformations. So when those planets are in our sign, we have a focus on that energy this week. And your card is also face down, and it is the Page of Swords reversed. So a young air sign, a Libra, Aquarius, Gemini, they are going through some crap this week, and it is on you to try and overcome these obstacles with all those planets affecting you, overcome all of these obstacles, that focus energy on Capricorn in order to figure out what's going on with this young air sign. So identify who the young air sign is first and foremost. They're a Libra, an Aquarius, a Gemini, you know, very, very straight shooters, like very, very, like when they have an opinion, especially about the work that they're doing, they are 100%, like they just go for it. And especially during like Aquarius season, they're just gone. So this Libra, Aquarius, Gemini is going to help you overcome a lot of those planetary obstacles. So that they're going to be able to help you focus on what you enjoy, what you love, what you need to transform, where you need to put your energy and where you need to communicate that energy as well. So really looking at them this week as a mentor mentee, like it's kind of like a both situation where there's something that you can learn from them, but also a lot that you can teach them as well. And that'll really strengthen your connection. So just this week doing that. All right, next up, we have Aquarius energy, and Aquarius, you have the Hermit card this week. So obviously this card is about going inward, focusing more on yourself, doing your own inner research. Like it's funny with this new tarot deck I'm seeing, it looks like there's a laptop there, right? But for me, it looks like she's closing the laptop. Last week, I took a week off of social media and my mind just completely opened up. Like social media can it keeps you trapped. You're within that restriction. But as soon as you shut it down and break away from it, your mind just completely opens back up and you're like, oh my God, I forgot that I can have my own thought that isn't attacked or supported or liked or criticized or whatever. I can just think my thoughts without it being policed. It is the most freeing thing ever. So if you are an Aquarius this week, I'm urging you, I'm begging you to try and take some sort of ban, some sort of release from something that has its grips on you, that you know has its grips on you. Let it go just for the week and you will see profound changes, I promise you. All right, Pisces, you are up next. This week we have the Empress card. The Empress card is all about fertility and nourishing yourself, especially nourishing that fertility. And fertility can mean so many different things, right? Fertility, a lot of the times, is just creating something like, oh, I'm going to work on my website this weekend. That is something that you've given birth to and that you have to nurture and give life to, or else it just, ceases to exist. But this energy is reversed this week, meaning that it's going to feel almost like that fertility is dropping, like that creative energy is dropping. And Pisces, you guys are the artists of the zodiac sign. You need to be creative. That's literally how you give birth to art, right? You heal the world through your art, and it emotionally heals you as well. So the Empress card being reversed this week is really trying to remind you that there is rest period times within creativity, that we need to be inspired as well, right? So if you're not finding inspiration, it's not because you're not fertile, it's just that you need to kind of be more aroused, essentially. So doing things this week that are strictly for arousing your creativity, arousing your fertility when it comes to creating something, just getting out there with a conscious effort to be inspired and then applying that to what you want to create this week. Okay, so as always, if you would like a personalized reading, you can find me on Instagram at Beyond Your Sun Sign, or you can email me directly, beyondyoursunsign@gmail.com. Thank you so much, and I will see you next week. Bye.